I'm Kenneth Griffin, and I am running for governor in the state of Texas in 2010. That's a very, very short 2.5 years from now. And there are 1 million things to do and about $100 million to raise. I'm making this video because, of course, I would like to get your support. But I don't expect that I can get your support unless you're going to get something out of it. You're going to get far more than you could ever imagine. Among those things are freedom. That's a pretty important thing. But let me get just real practical on what this means, because I don't want to talk like a politician. What we're going to do in Texas is, when I win in 2010, we're going to eliminate the federal income tax structure in Texas. No more federal taxes here. There's about half a dozen ways that we can do that legally, which you should have been told about already by your government, but they didn't because they want the money. We're also going to eliminate property taxes on single-family residences that are owner-occupied. And last but not least, we're going to bring gasoline down to $1.50 a gallon, or we're going to find a technology for automobiles that will give you 100 miles a gallon, or possibly even both. And let me tell you, this technology exists right now. Maybe you even know of it right now. Okay? These three things we want to do, we intend to do them in Texas, but the reality is, because maybe you don't live in Texas, the reality is that we can't do them just in Texas and not in the other 49 states. What's going to happen here is that Texas is going to take the lead. We're going to initiate these three things. And then we would expect, and with our help, you can do this in your state also. It's time for a change in government today. It's time to no longer have the common thieves and the liars that we've had in place and get rid of these guys. It's time that we take the people that just are there to line their own pockets and get rid of them. I think that is despicable. Don't you? Isn't that the perfect word for it? It's despicable. You're being the governor or the city councilman or the mayor or something of that sort only to make your own self rich or to help your buddies in the corporations. You know, I don't mind helping people, and those people that support me, I want to give you something. But I want to make it a universal something. I want it to be freedom. I want it to be something that you and I all care about. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, there are a number of these videos, and it's our intention over the next year to put a couple hundred of these videos on YouTube. And each one of these videos has a subject, and the purpose is so that you can come to understand me. I'm going to give you some viewpoints, some thoughts and ideas. You can respond back to these things if you'd like on our website at www.texasgovernor2010.com. There's an email section. You can write me. You can talk. There's even a phone number there where you can call me if you'd like to. And of course, there's the obligatory, is that a word? Obligatory? There's a way for you to donate. If you have a few extra dollars lying around the house, you got a check for $100,000 you don't need necessarily today, I'd love to have you help me. What we're really trying to do is to fight for truth and justice. And I kid you not when I say that. I'm tired of liars and thieves. I can't say it any differently than that. Today what I'd like to talk about is, and I want to drive this point home, I want to talk to you about your ugly shirt that you're wearing right now, because it annoys me, and I don't like it. And I want you to take it off. And I don't want you to ever wear that again. And quite frankly, if you do, I'm going to have you thrown in jail. And as governor, I'll do it. I'll have you thrown in jail. So what's your response to that? Are you taking your shirt off right about now? Well, probably not. I'm trying to make a point here, obviously, okay? And the point is this. You know, at some point or another, after you tell me I'm crazy, you're going to tell me that I don't have any right to tell you that. And I want to tell you that's exactly right. It's 100% right. You and I are equal. You know, there are concepts of law which are so well understood and so well agreed upon that they are called maxims, a maxim of law. So when you quote a maxim of law in court, the opposing attorney does not debate you. You know, you just tell them, look, this is a maximum of law. And one of my favorite maxims of law is equality under the law is paramount. Equality under the law is paramount. And what that means is that you and I are equal. So I don't have the right to tell you to take your shirt off. I don't have the right, well, actually I have the right to tell you, but you don't have to comply. You know, we're equals. And furthermore, and I want you to listen very carefully, that equality does not change if I put a title in front of my name. If now instead of being Kenneth Griffin, I am now Officer Griffin, or Your Honor Griffin, or Mayor or Governor Griffin, it doesn't change. We're still equal. I don't have any more of a right to take your shirt off. If I'm a policeman, if I'm the governor of the state, I don't have any right to tell you to take your shirt off. Do you understand the point that I'm getting to here? You know? Do you know that every time the government has asked you, they slide something across and say, okay, sign right there. You do understand, don't you, that they're asking you. They're not telling you. They're asking you. They're trying to contract with you. They're trying to make a deal with you. You know, when somebody asks you to sign something, you don't have to sign anything. If I come to you right now and say, hey, I got this such and such to sell. Here's a contract. Sign it right here. You're going to tell me, well, you're crazy. You know? The reason for this video is I want you to understand what the government is. The government is supposed to exist to help us. It's supposed to be of a benefit or an aid to us. And by no means should we ever be afraid of our government. It is actually supposed to be the other way around, right? You know, what's the truth of the matter that you and I have to deal with? If we're driving in our car and we look in our rearview mirror and we see a policeman behind us, what's the very first thing that we do? Well, there's probably two very first things. As we look at the speedometer, our foot is heading for the brake, right? We do that every single time, you and I. Okay? But why do we do that? Well, I mean, we can specifically say because I don't want to get sick. You know? But I've already told you there's no speed limit laws in Texas. Oh, but you didn't know that, okay? But what's the real reason why you do that? The real reason why you do that is because you're afraid of those people. You're afraid, just like me, you're afraid of the government. And it's not supposed to be that way. This is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And let me tell you an absolutely fascinating thing. Okay, if you're a lawyer, there is a special dictionary for you that you use with legal terms in it, and this dictionary is called Black's Law Dictionary. And right now, that's Black's Law Dictionary. You can look it up. Black's Law Dictionary is in its 6th printing right now. In the 5th printing, the one just before this one, you could look up the definition of public servant. In the 6th printing, you cannot look up the definition of public servant because it's not there. Okay? Isn't that interesting? What does that mean? Okay? These people in government want you to think that they have authority over you and they can tell you what to do. We have something in our life, in our country, called sovereignty. Maybe you've heard this recently. About when you talk about the government trying to join the United States with Canada or with Mexico or something, and they talk about our sovereignty. It means that we're an independent nation. I want to tell you something, and I want you to make no mistake about this. I am an American, and I like America. I like my country. I love my country. Okay, you know, I respect the office of the presidency, but that doesn't mean that I have to be in love with George Bush or Bill Clinton. You know. There can be bad presidents, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to disrespect the office of the presidency. I respect the idea of the military if they're doing what they're supposed to. I think discipline is a good thing, you know. But we as a people have to be in control of our government. You know, I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said that freedom is not free. You know, if we don't participate, if we don't become a part of this thing, you know, then, you know, we kind of get what we deserve. There was something that I read not too long ago. And if you want to know what it is that I read not too long ago, then you need to go to the second part of this video, which is coming up right now in about 3 seconds.